position to have. Democrats months ago were saying there was no crisis at the border. Now we have a crisis at the border. Anyway, evil piece of crap. Demonization stage, right? It's like today's, just cover up a camp assault or drop the end. Just jumping in. Early Sunday, a shooter opened fire in Dayton, Ohio, killing 9 people in cities. Oregon, popular downtown, two freaking conservative tweets. So there's this sweet little article. Campus police, very interesting that we can compare these two different shootings because they happened so closely. 2 minutes and 38 seconds. So here we go, right? Which helped. Black and brown people. So we won't get into that either, but I'd like to just make that note that that's just hours before on Saturday, a shooter opened fire at an El Paso, Texas shopping center. Killing at least, there's an issue of corruption in New York City. And there's an issue of corruption in New York City, right? Apparently, Snapchat stepped on social justice warriors' dogs or peanuts or whatever.
Hey everybody, welcome to SJG Perspective. Didn't totally plan on doing a stream this afternoon, but I just wanted to. I was reading some articles and they were just kind of, made me feel like I needed to get the duct tape out. So I wanted to get on here and just really quickly chat a little bit about this Virginia thing coming up and just put throw a few more of my 2 cents in the ring here on what to be watchful for and some crazy things that people are saying. Preceding that. So please hit the like button and make sure to share this out on your social medias, and then also follow me on some of my other sites. They'll be scrolling down below, but BitChute and Parler and Minds and DLive. What's up, Mark? How are you doing? There won't even be anyone to lobby against there tomorrow. This is going to be bad, I fear. Really? I hadn't read that yet, so that's interesting to me. They've already fled out on that, huh? Interesting. Well, I'm gonna do these articles up anyways. That's very interesting. Anyways, okay. Let's jump over here to this first article. Everyone's talking about how Antifa is going to be there, okay? And that's in a way a good thing for us, and that hey, we'll march with anybody if you support, you support the the enemy. My enemy is my friend, whatnot. I don't have any trust that Antifa's there for any good in any way, shape, and form. Okay, I have a lot of fears on this whole thing that there's going to be some the large potential. What's up, Phoenix Enigma? So glad to have you, man. I think there's going to be a large potential for false flag operation on this. I think it's being set up. This is my fear, and I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong, okay? I really, really hope I'm wrong on this one. But I feel like false flag is written all over it. I feel like there is a major potential for a false flag operation to happen on this. You have it all in the media spun. Everybody from the 90% of the people covering this in the media are left-leaning gun haters. They're the ones who hate this. They hate the Second Amendment, wish we didn't have it. And it's incidentally, side note, they're the same ones who want to preach to us and to Trump and to everybody else how Trump is Trump trampled on the Constitution, which in no way, shape, or form did he do. But that, the Constitution is at risk here regarding the impeachment. But when it comes to the Constitution, right, when it comes to the Constitution and the Second Amendment, where are they? There's crickets. Right? There's nobody up there defending the Second Amendment. And what Northam has done there with the limit of one handgun a month and with the limit of the amount, the size of a magazine that you can have, and with the restrictions on reporting, right, and having to put your name on a list if you have a weapon or a accessory to your weapon that doesn't quite qualify under their state guidelines, then you need to put yourself on a list. And if you refuse to put yourself on a list, then you could be arrested for that, so on and so forth. It's absolutely ridiculous. But regardless of that, the left-wing media is completely portraying this event to be an extremist event with alt-righters, with white nationalists. It's going to be the Charlottesville all over again, and it's going to have they've had these threats that have been brought against, but nobody's been clear on what threats we were talking about. Nobody says what threats have been there. That isn't covered at all, right? It's all just hyperbole. It's all just, or it's just in conjecture. It's rumors of threats. It's this and that, but nobody can clearly point one out. But then we hear like that Antifa terrorists plan to infiltrate pro-gun movements on Monday's rally in Virginia. That's how I would word it, right? But there's other people reporting it that Antifa's going to be there and march side by side with patriots, right? With right-leaning conservatives. You're going to tell me that Antifa's going to go down there and they're going to protest right alongside patriots and Americans who they believe are communists, or they believe are fascists, they believe are racists, they believe are homophobes, they believe are absolutely the scourge of society. That's what Antifa thinks of anybody any farther than the farthest progressive communist left you can get. That's what they think, that they're going to come and say, hey, we're going to put our differences aside. And for the Second Amendment, we're going to come together and kumbaya together and we're going to march. No way, man. I don't buy it. Now, honestly, if they could, and if there was somebody there tomorrow that legitimately says, hey, I don't like you, but I believe in this right that we need to do this, and I believe in this, and I'm going to march with you and for it, okay, let's go. Let's march together. But I don't buy it, man. I don't buy it at all. And I really feel there's a high possibility, and it's a ripe opportunity for a false flag operation to happen. And that really... I guess worries me. It concerns me. I'll read a little bit of this article, and then I got a couple other things I want to touch on. Probably won't be a real long stream today, but I always say that, right? Probably a half hour-ish, maybe, kind of a thing, but because I didn't really plan on doing this, but I just was like, my head's going to explode if I don't talk about this a little bit. It says, the fake news is reporting that Antifa thugs plan to have a presence at the pro-gun protest at Virginia Capitol on Monday, but they are claiming that Antifa is on the same side of the largely conservative Second Amendment proponents. Vice released the propaganda on Thursday, claiming that an Antifa group is siding with thousands of pro-gun conservatives in Virginia. I don't think so. I just don't buy it, man. And I know the people, my friends that are going down there, like American Joe. I think Brandon from That's the Point's going to try to be there. The Patriot Hour guy, Michael. Some of these people that I follow in my bubble, if you will. They're very concerned and I wouldn't say concerned. They're very particular about who's in their group, right? And they've been adamant about pushing the whole narrative of saying, hey, we're not there to cause violence. We're not there to cause any problems. We're there to demonstrate and to protest these draconian authoritarian gun laws that are being shoved down the throats of the people, right? And then again, like I said earlier, the left wants to propose that or wants to say, hey, they're coming violently. There's right-wing militias that are coming and they want to cause violence. No, that isn't. But that's the narrative they're getting out there in place. They're getting that narrative out there. They're putting that programming out there. I'd really like to get like Phoenix Enigma, man. I bet you he has some really good thoughts on this. But they're getting that narrative out there ahead of time so that they're getting the tinder in place so that it's just going to take a small spark to set this thing off. And I know the guys and the people that want to go there for protesting these gun laws have no violence in their heart at all. Now, they will protect themselves. You can believe that. but they have no violence in their hearts that this is what they want to go out there and do. So this false narrative, again, pushed by the media, the left-wing media, right? Again, this is a side note, why they don't want voices like us on there, right? This is why they don't want voices like us out there, because I'm in communication with a great many people that are down in Virginia right now for this, and they specifically say, we don't want violence. We're not going there for violence. We don't want any beef. We want to protest what this Governor Blackface Northam is pushing. He's pushing it to get the, to also get the focus off of him, because he truly is a racist, right? He truly is this and I shouldn't say that. I don't know truly if he's a racist, but he's done some pretty shady stuff in the past that's gotten the left all up his bungholio. And so he's done these things along with, hey, killing babies after they're born, right? He's done both of those to get the direction off that he wore blackface and posed next to somebody in a KKK hood, right? Maybe for Halloween or whatever. But regardless of that, the people that I know are going down there want no beef at all. So it worries me that this is a setup. This is a setup, and that it's going to be. I know it wasn't a setup that they did it, but that it's going to be used essentially as a setup. This is my concern. It says, I think it's pretty important for us to focus on the fact that the gun control. So hang on a second. This is going back to this Vice saying that they're siding with the conservatives. I think it's been pretty important for us to focus on the fact that gun control in America has a legacy of racist enforcement, said James, a spokesman for Antifa 7 Hills, to Vice reporters. Like taking guns away from black people because black people were perceived as a threat to property and the sanctity of the state. Okay, how far back are we going to go and stay in that mindset that is the legacy of gun control? Okay, I don't doubt that back in the 1800s or whatnot that this happened, right? But that isn't why we're doing it today. And if that's why you're protesting it, I mean, I disagree with you on that side of it. That this is we're protesting the Second Amendment gun laws because they in some way gun laws have always been racist. But anyways, I don't want to get down that track. So, but they're basically saying, enemy of enemy is my friend, and we're gonna march with you because we want to support these gun laws not being, enacted, right? And so we're with you. I'm pouring myself a little drink. I was looking at this rum, going, man, that looks tasty. I'm gonna have me a sip while I do this. Okay. This is our fight as much as anyone else's, James added. The presence of an armed left is not discussed. It's not understood. James is claiming that Antifa is not a monolithic group, and this chapter of Antifa is on the side of the gun owners and not going to protest on Monday to sabotage. I don't buy it. I think what's particular about the South is that we have to be a bit more creative and sensitive to the people around us, instead of fulfilling some sort of meme of what Antifa is, said James. I don't buy it. No way, man. And I'm from Antifaville, right? I'm from here where I'm in the Antifa hood of Portland, Oregon. And I just no way. I don't buy it. I could be wrong, and I'll totally be willing to say, yeah, when all peaceful, they were fine, and I'm wrong on that. And then I'll just say, well, it must be that down south Antifa are a little bit different than these northwestern Antifa turds. That's really what we're trying to work against right now, especially by talking to conservatives and showing we aren't just a black-clad group of rabble-rousers who are out for attention and have jobs funded by George Soros, he added. Well, yeah, you actually pretty much are. That's all they are up here in Portland. Hardcore leftists. The leftist of the leftists, right? That just hate anything that is just minutely not as far, minutely to the right of them, right? They hate him. Governor Ralph, this guy, never mind. Blackface Northam declared a temporary state of emergency earlier this week. Yeah, we don't need to read all that. We get that. We know that, right? So that was one of the things that I read that I thought was interesting. But check this out. Here's where it's like, oh, really? Wow, man, they got everything set up here. It says military surveillance aircraft circling Richmond ahead of the gun rights protest on Monday, according to a report. I don't know how vetted this is, okay, so I can't completely speak to the absolute authenticity of this, but let's read this article because that makes it very clear. Cameras are in place. I don't know if Corey is still in here from the Phoenix Enigma, but cameras are in place, right? The news and everyone is watching. We have military helicopters circling this area because why? Because you have a whole bunch of Second Amendment, constitutionalists, conservatives coming to say, you're not passing these laws, and everything's set. Everything's set, and we have this much attention here. Let's read this article. It's got a little off track, my brain train there. It says, earlier this week, Governor Blackface Northam declared an emergency. Yeah, we know all this. Okay. I guess everyone maybe doesn't know this, but Virginia Capitol and rendered the Second Amendment of the Constitution null and void with an edict like King George III style. This was announced in preparation for his historic rally outside the Capitol on Monday. No weapons will be allowed on Capitol grounds, Northam said. Everything from sticks and bats to chains and projectiles. The list also includes firearms. Well, that's good about sticks and bats and hammers and whatnot because they actually kill more people every year than guns do. But that's a side note. Moving on. It makes no sense to ban every other weapon but allow firearms with intelligence when intelligence shows that armed militia groups plan to storm the Capitol. Show us your intelligence on this, right? Show us where it says that was going to happen. That is the most ridiculous BS in the world. That is the most ridiculous setup and mind F in the world. That you think that there was militia groups that were going to storm in to the Capitol, basically guns ablazing. Because honestly, they should be able to bring their guns. According to the Constitution, you should be able to open carry just about any. And I don't know what their or prior to this what their state laws were, but you should be able to open carry, right? Good guys with guns don't want to do bad things with them. It's the bad guys with guns that we've got to worry about, but not the good guys with guns, right? So even if you think there's a couple infiltrators, the lion's share of them are going to be good guys. So what stupid ass infiltrator is going to start a firefight with that many conservatives, gun-toting conservatives that are locked and loaded? I don't know. I diverge. I digress. Since the pronouncement, the government has drastically escalated the situation. A court signed off on the constitutionality of Northam's decree shortly after 3 gun owners were arrested on dubious charges, largely based on memes they posted in an encrypted chat room. This is the right decision. I took this action to protect Virginia from credible threats of violence. These threats are real, as evidenced by reports of neo-Nazis arrested this morning after discussing plans to head to Virginia or to Richmond with firearms, said Northam following the ruling. I'm grateful to the Circuit Court for recognizing the seriousness of these threats and upholding this reasonable legal action to protect all Virginians, including demonstrators and policymakers. I will continue to do everything in my power to keep Virginians safe, he added, except for the babies. The deep state and the left-wing state government of Virginia are colluding to demonize gun owners in an attempt to quell building unrest. The people of Virginia are outraged after multiple infringements on the Second Amendment have been proposed in the state legislature. Making matters even worse, there are now reports that special operations surveillance aircraft have been circling the area in preparation for next week's showdown. A writer at gunscarstext.com allegedly tracked a U.S. Air Force U-28A aircraft on Thursday as it circled the Capitol, perhaps getting ready to profile gun owners who refused to comply with Northam's liberty-raping edict on Monday's rally. They provided 2 images of the route allegedly taken by the aircraft. The UA-28A aircraft is described by the Air Force as an modified single-engine Pilatus PC-12 aircraft and is part of the Air Force Special Operations Command Manned Airborne Intelligence, Surveillance, and Reconnaissance Fleet. That was a long sentence with a lot of commas. Operational squadrons include the 319th, 34th, 13th Special Operations Squadrons of the 5th and 19th SOS conduct the airframe's formal training. That was a lot of apostrophes and commas that got my brain a little scrambled for a moment there. I apologize. The gunscarsandtech.com writer said he lost the ability to track the aircraft once the altitude dropped beneath 2,000 feet near Camp Perry. Gun owners may be walking into a trap on Monday as multi-layered conspiracy of government forces work to suppress resistance against the gun grabber agenda. Again, that is kind of what my concern and my worry on this is. Now, I'm not going to say that I am for sure, that I am right on this. I could be wrong. It could go off without a hitch. But there's just a lot of setups taking place here that I think are a little worrisome. There's a couple other little things here that I wanted to touch on. So now here's what's really pissing me off. When I read some of these articles about these so-called conservatives and these so-called GOP members that are siding with Northam, right? That are siding with him. Stand united with Democrats the day before gun rallies. So this is one I haven't read, but just the title alone pisses me off. So it says, Virginia GOP House leader promises to stand united with Democrats a day before House gun rights rally. Virginia House Republicans are siding with Governor Blackface Northam, who has demonized gun rights activists as terrorists and revoked the Second Amendment before tomorrow's Second Amendment rally outside the Capitol. House Republican leader Todd Gilbert released a statement this weekend confirming that he would stand united with Democrats against supposed hate mongers and white supremacists who the governor and the fake news media have claimed would be attending the event. Now, here's where we've got to ask ourselves a question. Who is a white supremacist, right? Who is a neo-Nazi, right? Who is these hate mongers? Because I know they call Patriot Prayer and they call Joey Gibson a hate monger. They call him a neo-Nazi. They call him a white supremacist, and he couldn't be anything farther from that. I know they call my good friend American Joe a neo-Nazi, a white supremacist. I know personally he couldn't be anything farther from that. I know they call and they sling that term out there to any and every single buddy they can, just because it's just the attack. It's just the attack. It's just the attack and label, attack and label, attack and label. We're not going to talk to you. We come out to events. Conservatives come out to events. They try to engage these far leftists, right? These Antifa, and just regular, TDS, Trump derangement syndrome, people that are afflicted by that, and anybody who doesn't like Donald Trump or conservatives, you go and try and talk to them, and they won't talk to you. They won't engage with you. But they love to sling on you that you're a homophobe, that you're a racist, that you're a white supremacist, that you're a neo-Nazi. So when this homeboy up here says that House Republican leader Tom Gilbert released a statement, I already read that, that he would stand united with Democrats against supposed hate mongers and white supremacists who the governor and the fake news have claimed would be there. The governor who said it's okay to kill a baby once it's been born, the governor who came out with his blackface, right? This governor who is a complete far left leaning turd. It's okay to, I agree with him, man. If he told me that there's going to be bad guys there, I agree with him. I agree if he tells me there's bad guys there and there's going to be white supremacists. Oh my gosh, there's going to be hate mongers there. Well, then I agree with them. And we all better get on board because we don't want them there. Let's revoke them rights. Let's revoke them rights. When in the reality of it is, this is exactly how they're going to spin it. Because anybody who believes in gun rights, anybody who believes in the freedom to protect themselves, anybody who believes in conservative values is a hate monger, right? Is a white supremacist. Is an ist and the ism. Fill in your favorite ist and ism. That is the label that is thrown and slapped on us. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. Sorry. Going to get back to this now. So there's no mistake. This is my message to any group that would subvert this event. You are not welcome here. Well, duh. Guess what? 90% of the people that are going, all the people I know that are going, are saying the same damn thing, but they're going there to protest what Governor Blackface has said they can't do. So don't say we're not welcome there, or don't say we're hate mongers and label everybody who's going in the same breath. It's essentially what he kind of did there. Anyways, make no mistake, this is my message to any group that would subvert this event. Or excuse me, all the people that are going there to to do this event, like American Joe and, Douglas Ducote, they're saying the same thing. They're saying the same thing as this GOP dude is, but but they are sure as shit not standing with, Northam, shoulder to shoulder with Northam. They're sure as hell not doing that. It says Douglas Ducote has videos up from the ground. Yeah, I do, but you're not just being jealous. Stupid dude, go up, dude, for real. Okay, I'm not even reading. I appreciate my moderators up in there taking care of it because I'm not even reading chats right now, but I appreciate everybody watching. But anyways, we're saying the same thing. All of us that support this rally are saying the same thing. Anyways, while we and other Democrat colleagues may have differences, we are all Virginians and we all stand united in opposition to any threat of violence or civil unrest of any quarter, Gilbert said in a statement. Gilbert's entire statement can be seen here. I don't want to read it. Governor Northam, aided by the deep state and fake news media, has created the narrative that hate groups, anti-government militias, and white supremacists are planning to commit acts of violence at tomorrow's rally. He has provided no evidence to the public to back up his assertion, but he has set the trap. He has set it up for a perfect prime opportunity for a false flag or for some sort of a situation to happen that's bad there. He has set it up perfectly. No weapons will be allowed on the Capitol grounds, Northam said as he announced his, because good guys with guns are going to do something bad with them, right, Governor Northam? If you were really worried that there was going to be a certain sect of bad guys that were going to come down there and do something, seems like you'd want these good patriots that are armed and know how to use their weapons to be defending down there. Because the vast majority of them are that. I'm not saying that there isn't going to be. In fact, I think there will be some subversive group there that wants to start trouble, but man, the greater majority is not, and they all got guns, loaded guns. That's a bad place for a bad person to decide to do bad things for them. That's a bad day. No weapons will be allowed on the Capitol, Northam says. He announced promulgated state of emergency last week. Everything from the sticks and bats. Oh, yeah, I read all this. Blah, 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 blah. Because he said there's going to be armed militias planning to storm the Capitol. Because of the tremendous cowardice of the Republican Party of Virginia, that phony narrative has been strengthened by the political entity that is supposed to stand for the Second Amendment. Gilbert has followed the lead of Rep. Nick Freitas, the Libertarian Virginian delegate who pays lip service to the Second Amendment but then throws gun owners under the bus when he sues them, or when it suits him. This is Nick Freitas. I don't know who that guy is. Virginia State Delegate Nick Freitas took to social media on Saturday to virtue signal and echo Governor Blackface Northam's baseless propaganda about hate groups attending tomorrow's gun rights at the Capitol. It has been rumored that certain hate groups may be showing up to hijack the Second Amendment rally on Monday, Ferris wrote. This rally is for those of us who want to defend the rights for every law-abiding citizen. Those who peddle in hate and racial supremacy will find no aid from us. We defend everyone's right to defend themselves and will not allow these groups to pervert the message under any circumstance. So if you are a member of a hate group, do us all a favor and crawl back to your parents' basement. So, see, when he says this here, crawl back to your parents' basement, I don't think he's talking about like white supremacists, right? To me, that comment is more like directed towards Antifa. Because that's more like the generic or well understood, Antifa lives with their parents in the basement. These white supremacist type guys, I don't think so much do. They're just they're painted more as the rednecks that live out in the trailer, out in the woods cooking meth. You are a threat to our citizens and our liberties, and we do not want you in our beloved Commonwealth, he added. By releasing his statement on social media, Freitas has reaffirmed Northam's lies and demonized a demonization of the rally scheduled to take place tomorrow. This career politician is doing Virginia gun owners no favors with his lack of backbone. I agreed. The Republican Party of Virginia is abandoning gun owners and doing Governor Northam's bidding heading into tomorrow's contentious rally. That is not good news for Second Amendment proponents, as tyrants of various stripes are all uniting to steamroll their core freedoms. This is where it worries me, like I'm talking about. This is where it gets me thinking, what potentially is really going to go down tomorrow? Makes me wonder. Things that make you go, It makes me wonder, but I really, really want us to be aware of that and be able to keep our wits about us if something does go down to before we start making any kind of judgments. Because I know the good Americans aren't going to do it, right? The people that are there wanting to defend their gun rights that are against what Northam is doing don't want violence and don't want beef. That's not what they want. That's not what they've came to do. Armed thugs drive 100 miles to harass a patriot at his home because he visited Virginia. Is there a video of this? There is. I don't know what this video is going to be, so let's watch it. It could be good, could be dumb. I don't know. Let's see.
Well, answers, but let's talk about it.
I understand your concern. So, the reason that we're here is I'm sure you are well aware of all the events occurring on Monday.
Correct. I am a citizen of the United States, and I understand that we have an unconstitutional Second Amendment asshole governor who is taking away our rights. Okay, next question.
So the reason
This dude's a baller. I didn't watch this. I don't know who he is, but oh man, this is good.
that we are here is we got a tip that somebody was coming down to the Capitol, and there was video footage of you at the Capitol, walking around the Capitol, which appeared to be checking into structures, and just getting a general surrounding of the Capitol and seeing what's going on. Knocking on pillars, most likely to check densities. Who knows? So we got a tip, and we're following up on some leads. So
Gentlemen, do you know why I knocked on the damn pillars?
I don't.
Tell me everything you two know about the pillars on the damn Capitol right now.
They've been there for a long time.
What else do you know about them?
What else?
They're trees. They're actually trees. Go do the damn tour. I knocked on them because I'm a builder and I was interested in the fact that they're trees that were plastered.
Okay. Well,
I walked the Capitol as a free citizen and a free man because I'm going to attend the rally.
Okay.
And because I want to, for my safety, to know the surroundings.
that's fine. That's why
You
we're here
two
talking.
are a fine representative of what's going on here now. You have driven over 100 miles to harass a citizen on his front porch in Northumberland County based on a tip, which is exactly why the red laws are so
Well, it
bad,
wasn't
these
just-
red flag laws.
Oh,
It
this
wasn't
dude
just
is
a
a
tip, sir. So there are many law enforcement officers present that day and have been for a while. And what they saw was what appeared to be pre-operational planning, and they were
What
able-
they saw
and I
was an
watched it on the video.
intelligent American
Okay.
citizen who is situationally aware of the piss poor job that y'all will do with my security.
Oh,
You are
dude.
disarming me. You're putting me behind a
guy's
gate.
money.
And yet still, as a free man, I'm going to come stand. Do you know what's
Preach.
in my backpack? My backpack will have first aid supplies. It will have a spray bottle. It will have bottled water so I can help my fellow citizens when you bastards start spraying us.
Sir,
You are the problem.
We're not here to accuse you.
You are here, and that is enough to piss me off. This is just communism, socialism, right here, Bubba. Right here on our porch.
Okay. If you would like, you can contact my supervisor.
Friend, I just want to shake your hand and ask you to go the hell off my property. That's what I want to do.
I understand.
Unless you've got a charge or you got a
Yeah,
warrant
preach it,
or
dude.
you got some damn suspicion.
We're here
Get the
just
hell.
to talk to you. That's why
We have had
gathered.
our conversation. I
Yeah,
am
we're
going
done
to go
talking.
to the Capitol
I've
on
told you
that
what you wanna
date
hear.
and protest. And I'm
I've told you what you want to hear. I am not going down there to cause violence. Thank you for driving 100 miles. Peace out. Get out of here now. Get the hell off my property. And I love cops. I love law. I love the patriot cops. It's not like I'm just a cop hater, but on this kind of stuff, and I have to see it from a cop's point of view that if they thought maybe there's possibly something bad this could have looked bad, that you want to follow up on that, right? Of course you want to follow up on it, but the manner, I kind of feel like the manner in which they do that with this guy is very like authoritarian or just a very authoritarian way, of doing that, and that he was videotaped and watched, and that in chat rooms. Really, how do you know from a guy that's walking around, oh, that's so and so? How do you know that? Number one, that's curious. I would find that'd be interesting for me to find out. How do they know homeboy walking around, knocking on wood, knocking on things, doing all that. How did they know exactly who he was, and that they was chatter, that they picked up chatter or chat of him chatting, right, online, and where he lived? Facial technician or facial recognition? Maybe, I guess they could have taken his license number down, watched him till he got. But that is weird. He's walking around, he's doing a little, and they go to that kind of extent and length to do that. That's pretty crazy, actually, if you really think about it. And I'm not a cop hater by any stretch of the imagination. Why aren't there's property with no warrant? Yeah, exactly. It's a very accusatory tone, right? I'm 56. I've been watching all of this for all my life as well. I disagree with assessment of this one, but I hope I'm wrong. I'm usually pretty accurate in my issues. Yeah.
Going to lobby, actually, because I'm not protesting.
Okay.
I'm going to lobby much like I did last Monday, where I peacefully entered there, and you can find the video.
I understand you don't even want to listen to why I'm here. This is why
I understand why you're here, and I'll listen to you. I'll give you a shot here.
And again, like we said, we came here on a tip, and we just came here.
Who gave you the tip?
We just came here as a.
Who gave you the tip?
As we understand your rights as a free citizen. We do not have a warrant. You did not tell us to leave yet.
That's because I'm a free citizen. I'm not scared of you. I'm a citizen.
We don't want you to be
I'm not a
scared.
damn subject, but whenever you people will take a tip.
Okay.
It's not just a tip, sir. I mean, I viewed the video. It was called in by credible law enforcement officers. I viewed the video, and we've seen a lot of pre-operational planning activities at the Capitol. You know as well as anybody else, there are people that want to come there and do harm. We don't know you. We want to come here and talk to you and understand, do you intend to do harm?
I don't intend to do anything, and you might want to tell Colonel Settle that.
Well, if he did intend to do harm, what a stupid kind of question is that? We've just come here to ask you, do you intend to do harm? Do you intend to do harm? Yeah, I intend to. Sit up on that roof over there, and when people get on there, I was thinking I was going to just light them up, snipe a few, maybe I was going to pull out some pipe bombs, and throw them everywhere. Cause complete. Yeah, you caught me. That's what I was going to do. What kind of stupid question is that?
But the reason that I knew what I was doing, because my father was Captain Bill Wagner, W.R. Wagner State Police. So I'm very aware.
I understand.
I was raised aware.
Then you should understand that this is part of police work, investigating, just checking into things.
Come on, dude.
Seeing
Look,
things and talking to people. That's what we're here to do.
this is frightening. This is police state. This is a frightening situation.
Sir, this is police officers doing a job to try to keep people safe.
Friend,
To try to determine
I would
who's bad
appreciate
and
if
who's
you
good.
quit talking to me, and I'm going to ask you to leave. I'd like to continue to speak with this gentleman. If you feel unsafe, I'll be glad to let you pat me down or anything. You want to pat me before we talk, you're welcome.
How about this? Is this okay? Is this suitable to you?
When that gentleman hits the public road, that's when it's suitable to me.
How about when he's on the backside of the
No, when he hits the public highway and he's off the property and he's standing on the damn public road, just like you'll require me whenever I have to go to the Capitol. I don't conceal carry. Don't even carry, buddy. The truth is, here's the real truth.
Okay.
I don't like guns that much. I spent my life on a damn state police firing range every Saturday while the rest of the boys were goddamn playing football.
Okay. Let me just be totally honest. I respect your rights. I understand your anger with us being here. I just want you to understand that I'm just here doing my job as
I
well.
perfectly understand that, but you know what the problem is?
Yes, sir.
The son of a bitches that loaded the Jews into the damn gas chambers, they were doing their job too.
Oh,
At some point in time, you boys got to quit doing your job and understand that your job is a constitutional officer. You take an oath to uphold the Constitution. I took an oath to uphold the Constitution in the Navy. And you want to know something else? They don't tell you to take the oath back when you get your damn honorable discharge.
This guy is money. This guy is money. Everything he is saying.
You leave under that oath.
Understand. And as of this point, I don't feel like I'm infringing on anybody's constitution by knocking on someone's door to talk to them.
I feel like you are.
I understand that.
You could have made a phone call. You son of a bitches know everything, probably including what I had dinner for last night. You could have made a phone call. Hey, George Wagner, you got
know-
any issues with us? Nah, man.
You know that's not how investigations are done, okay? And I, like you asked him to leave and he left at any moment here, And I do not plan on staying here longer, even on my own volition. But
That's fine.
if you want me to leave, I'll leave as well.
Oh, you already stated that, and I fully appreciated that.
Yes.
I really did.
Okay.
And you know what? I was not surprised when the wife said, "Hey, Capitol Police at the door." I knew why you were here.
Why weren't
I
you
knew
surprised?
exactly what you. Why wasn't I surprised?
Yeah.
Because we live in such a police state that
Yeah.
a man that walks around a facility like that. So I took pictures. I took pictures. How many damn people take pictures at the Capitol? How many pictures people go up and take a panorama of the Capitol and see what the view is from the Capitol steps?
Right.
But I had long hair,
No.
and I looked like a big old rough guy,
No.
and I looked like some kind of goddamn a right winger, whatever these other idiots y'all are arrested. That's the problem.
You want to
friend.
know what you look like to me?
What's that?
You look like a good countryman, okay? Who
And
I
here
think I
you-
respect. And I have no problem with you having your weapons and having your opinions and having you go down there and take pictures. I'm up here because I was instructed to come up here.
I fully
and talk to you,
understand.
okay? So that's what we're here. We just wanted to come up here and see if there's any bad intent, if there's any good intent, just to kind of get your word on what any.
This dude's decent. This one's decent. Of course, it is good guy, bad, good cop, bad guy, cop. But you know, this guy does seem fairly fair on it. But it's like at this point, I would have stopped the conversation and said, "Okay, well, you've looked me in the eye. I know what you're trying to say is you wanted to see my face. You wanted to see how I react. You didn't want to call me on the phone. You wanted to, after you did all of your surveillance of me and you found out who I was, and now you're coming up here and whatnot. Okay, good on you. You know, whatever. You've looked me in the face. Now you need to say, you know what? Yeah, I can tell you're a straight shooter. You're a good guy. You're an American. You know what? God bless you tomorrow when you come to that rally. And thank you for being such a patriot, man. I just wanted to make sure you weren't a subversive piece of shit. Have a good day. Bye-bye. That's how I would have handled it. But anyhow, that's just me, right? That's just little old me handling it that way. So at any rate, well, hey guys, thank you. I just wanted to, we need to be on guard, man. We need to be on guard with this thing tomorrow. And for all the people there, I'm going to shoot out some text messages to my buddy American Joe and to, Brandon. I don't know if he's over there, and a couple other people that I know are going to be there, and just say to be safe, as I know they will. I'm going to find out when they're live streaming some of their stuff. I might also stream it, see if I'm around when they do it. But I'm worried. I'm a little concerned, man. This is ripe for a false flag. I could be wrong, and I hope I'm wrong, and I want to be wrong. But it's ripe for that to happen. And think about it. Think about the national blow-up of this. And here's the other reason why it's so important that we make such a stand here. There was another article I had up here talking about some little total soy boy, this guy here. I'll read this one more article and then we'll go. So stick around for this one more article and then I'll get out of here. But this one you want to hear. It says, the status conservative shill derides Second Amendment statutes as affront to rule of law in Washington Examiner diatribe. Brad Palumbo, kind of like Columbo with a P, a writer for the DC Examiner, recently dismissed Second Amendment sanctuary resolution. He tweeted, I'm pro-gun and completely opposed to Virginia Democrat gun control agenda, but the Second Amendment sanctuaries cropping up in response to the pending anti-gun legislation are an affront to the rule of law. So basically, that's all you need to know about what he said, and I'm just going to say the rest. But that's basically what he went on to say and lay out some other stuff. Here's the reason. Here's the reason why you need to have civil disobedience. Here's the reason why there's so many sanctuary counties coming out. Here's the reason why so many other sheriffs are standing saying we're not going to enforce these laws. Here's the reason why we don't just let the Supreme Court handle it, right? Is because if this falls and this works, right, and these sanctuary cities are all shut down, or sanctuary gun counties are shut down, then and nobody stands up in this rally and really protests and pushes back, it becomes a precedent, right? And the precedent is okay. And by the time it works its way through the courts, this domino could fall and could go to the next state and the next state and the next state and the next state and the next state. And before you know it, we have half the country with these liberal ass mayors and these liberal ass governors and city commissioners and so on and so forth, using what is happening in Virginia, if it goes into their favor without any pushback, using that for a precedent that spreads throughout. It's tried to happen in Washington, right? Joey Gibson was nailing that. It's been happening in Washington. They're trying to do it here in Oregon. There's really repressive gun laws coming here in Oregon that nobody's trying to talk about. It's happening. So if this starts happening all over the place, and there is an immediate pushback in their face from the people, by the people, and we wait for the government we just wait for the rule of law to take care of it. The rule of law is ruled by precedent. So if the wrong precedent is set, then the rule of law is going to have more weight to push back on these Supreme Court rulings that are going to rule, let's say they rule in favor of us. And the other's true also. If this precedent is set and it starts to spread like wildfire throughout the United States and throughout the all the different states, then that precedence is pushed. And so the precedent that needs to be set is, if you, governor, try to pass draconian, authoritarian gun laws on us, we will not comply. And that's the precedent that is being set tomorrow. God given, God willing, there will be no false flag operation. But they understand it. They understand the precedent that's being set. That's like, oh crap, we really pissed off the wrong group. And that's the precedent. That's why this rally and this pushback is happening, right? And that's why it's important. So, didn't mean to completely just vent, but anyways, you got these pusswads that are saying, well, I just think we can do these sanctuary cities. We want the rule of law. We can't just push it in. We got to go through the law. Yes, agreed. We have the Supreme Court and the rule, and I'm all for that. But I'm also, when there's something that is blatantly unlawful being done against the Constitution and against our rights, then you have civil disobedience and you push back against that. So, anyway. I wonder if I lost everyone. Or if you guys are still there. If you just buffered for a minute and you're still there. Still maybe got a lot of people watching. No, yes. Okay, cool. You guys are still there. I'm back. It got kicked off for a minute, so I didn't know if I didn't know if you guys have lost everybody. But anyways, before y'all go, please like and share this out. Please smash that like button. We got buffered up for a minute there, but I think I'm back with you. I appreciate all the support. I appreciate everybody coming in and hanging out. I wanted to read some of the people in the chats today, so I'm just going to scroll up and nail some people. Not in a weird way, I swear. Oh, man. B. Maximus, we got Mark B. Thanks. Hey, B, so glad to see you here. Mark, glad to see you. Ned, Richo, Maximus. I might say your guys' name twice. Osifer, Richo, Ned. We got Richo and Ned. Cindy, hello, Cindy. Alex, I'm not even reading comments. Some of these people might have been hating on me, and I'm reading them out here. Whatever. It doesn't matter. Ned and B. I keep saying Ned. I see you a lot up there, man. B. Maximus, Mark B. See who else we got. Osifer, we got Taz. Senator Taz. I'm just going to call you Taz. I won't go with everything else there. We got Taz. Oh, Lordy. Lori. I'm so worried about Joe. Yes, Lori. Nancy. SS. Maiko. Wolf. Glad to see you guys. Glad to have you in here. Fluid Pour Arts by Greg. Oh, man. Oh, Fluid said you should call me. Huh, that'd be interesting. I should call him. Wonder how I would do that. I'll call you tomorrow, Fluid. How about that? I'll try to do that tomorrow because I'm about ready to jump off right now. But that would have been a good idea. I'll figure out how I can do that. Johnny Road, Ali Ahood. Give me a break. I don't know what he's talking about. Give me a break on. Give me a break. Give me a break. Break me off a piece of that Kit Kat bar. Yeah. Okay, cool. So I kind of listed off everybody that was all up in the chat there. But anyways, I appreciate all you guys hanging out. I'm going to get out of here now and try to get a few more videos done so I can put them up this week. But I appreciate the support. Appreciate you guys hanging out. And yeah, let's just keep them in our thoughts. Let's keep them in our prayers, and keep your eye on what's going on in Virginia, because it's big time. It is very important for the rest of the country, and it's important to keep in mind that, you know, weird things could be afoot. So until next time, it's SJG Perspective, and I love hanging out with you guys. Make sure to follow me on Parler, on Twitter, and on D Live. And we will talk to you later. Without fear or animus, SJG Perspective. Later, guys. Bye.